Hello, guys.
Hi.
Welcome to our podcast, Sázíme Česko. It's a real pleasure to welcome you here. So these guys are from Points, Rufat and Rashad. Good. I'm really terrible with the names. Thanks a lot for coming in, guys.
Thank you for inviting us. We appreciate being here today.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys in person.
Yeah, we're also live. We're not just in commercials or
I've
anything
seen
like
too
that.
many stories
Yeah.
or the videos. It looked nice.
Okay, so first things first, you've developed a platform for people to for vendors basically to join in and to show what they can do, what they can help with, repair furniture or fix a toilet or whatever basically. And I really appreciate that idea because me personally, and especially here in Prague, if you're looking for someone that would just try to help you with, fixing something in the flat or just do it properly, you really don't have a place where to go. And so I would say you really hit a goal on the market and it can be something very beneficial for everyone. How is it that you came up with this idea for Czechs,
Because when we moved to Czech, we had the same situation. Like, I want to get a haircut, but I have to search through Google or forum, ask someone, is there any English-speaking hairdresser? Or I have some plumbing issue, but I don't know where to find the English-speaking one. Or in general, even if I find, I have to call someone, which I am not comfortable most of the times with Czech language. Even if I was comfortable, I would still have issues calling, and it takes more time. So we had the same issue. It wasn't just us.
Yep.
There are lots of Facebook groups. We see every day there's a question. Does anyone know any plumber? Does anyone know any hairdresser? I need a school teacher, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
You can see all the questions. And we're like, why not just create a platform that would also help Czechs and expats at the same time? Let's say you are looking for any service and you're just going to go through the categories or just search, and you can even filter by the language they speak. Because most of the people just cut out the expats part, thinking it's not a big deal. But there are a lot of expats in Czech Republic and most of them don't even know Czech language. So we were like, let's create a platform that would help be beneficial for Czechs and expats, at the same time for vendors to get more clients. And as a customer, it will make it very easy to get a service to be done.
Yeah. No, I really like the idea that it actually helps all the parts involved. It helps the vendors to get more businesses, and if they're good, they're gonna get even more.
Exactly.
And on the other part, it really helps not the Czechs but the expats as well. And as you mentioned, especially here in Prague, I've got so many expats friends that still don't speak Czech at all, basically, or just very little. And so this is really beneficial for them. So what were the two jobs you did before you became this?
Actually, we're both accountants for other companies. And, since beginning, our idea was to start our own job. Working in the corporate would make some some benefits for us, but we had this idea to make our own project. And that's how we met. We met by studies, and then we went through the same path in terms of work. Then we came with this idea together, came up, and it worked out, actually. It worked out better than we expected. We just started just putting everything in details on the paper, and then we went out searching for investment in Czech Republic, even though we were expats. Still worked out, which is great, and it should be motivation for other expats as well, that they can still do it in Czech Republic, I think. And basically worked out great, and we started.
Yeah, that's incredible, because I would say for a lot of Czechs it's kind of complicated to start with a business, and especially I don't know how your mind was set before, but I would still say we grew up. I'm not a kid from a communist era, but my parents were, and they still, tell you basically to get a job, you're going to be safe. Don't try to go do the entrepreneurship or something like that. And so I'm really, it's really interesting that you came in from Azerbaijan here and you've managed to start your own business. Have you ever thought about that before, in Azerbaijan, or what was your mindset before, and who are your parents, that you grew up the way you grew up?
Yeah, my father was a businessman when I was born. I've never seen him work in anywhere else than business. So from the childhood, he just raised me as an entrepreneur. Like I worked with him all my childhood, even though I was a kid. I was doing the selling, sales, getting the deliveries, suppliers, all the talks and the invoices. So kind of shaped me in that way. But it is not easy to just develop a business. I could stay with him and continue with his business, but I wanted to be, independent and create what I'm more into. Because what he's doing is related to the fruits, boxes for the fruits. Like it's a big business, but I kind of didn't have the interest in that area. But he shaped me in that way that always encouraged me to go for the business instead of working 9 to 5 or corporate, because he is really against that idea for working someone else. He just kept telling me all these years and shaped my brain for that. And finally I was like, I gotta do it. Like I can go back and work with him or just start something new in Czech Republic, which will be something different than what he's doing. And why not? If I need to go back, I can go and be working with him. So that's how I started doing, getting into the business.
Nice. What about you, Rashad?
My family was working mainly in the military on both sides, mom and dad. So all my life, it's been military-wise things, but I always wanted to be in finance, of course, but then also have something on my own that I could focus and develop myself, because you can work up to something in a corporate, up to some level, but then it gets usually the same path for everyone. But creating my own job, like a business, that would I would dedicate myself and learn more different areas, different things, because once we started this business, I could see a lot of sides of it, like the IT sides you get through, the marketing side, so a lot of different sides. And in 1 or 2 years, I learned a lot of different things rather than finance, because there's a lot of things to see.
Yeah, you have to learn it all. That's the fun part about it.
And we're not IT guys, but along the way we learned IT and a little bit of coding because it's very connected with what we are doing at the point.
Yeah, no, that's really, really cool. And so, what are the main obstacles for you in starting the business here, for example? Because I would say for most of the Czechs, it's usually finding the money. That's the tricky part, because a lot of people think they need a huge amount of money, and for certain projects, yes, but I would say with certain things you can just start out little by little and just try to make it as small steps as you can, and then just naturally grow. But you found an investor, and then you've created a platform with probably an IT team. How did you find the investors? How did you get the money, and how did you eventually get the people?
Initially, we just had the idea, and we had the idea for 3-4 months. We didn't act on it. We were just thinking, going through the whole websites and everything to find if there is something like this exists, what's our competition, everything. Once we decided, we just went to talk to the IT guys. We didn't think about first money. We was we gotta act on it, then we will find about investors. So we had some calls with some IT companies, if it's feasible to do it, and what are your thoughts on that, if you have done this kind of project. And by the talks, IT guys were that's an amazing project. That I'm also in the same situation. When I look for something I can't find, that actually worked for me as well. So all right, and we should do it. And we started with the design. We paid from our own pockets to have initial build. So we prepared for the designs. Then afterwards we started looking for the cash side of it. And then there was the Rashad's connection, I would say, first where started investing.
So basically we invested something from our own pocket to have something to present to the possible potential investors. Then in the first case, some connections just helped us for the initial investment for the first part of it. But later on, we started going to different events in the Czech Republic, a lot of investors meetings, public presentations and everything, that you could go and pitch your presentation in a given time in 30 seconds or 1 minute. So we used to go there constantly and a lot of people used to talk with us. We need just describing the business, and apparently at the end there was one company who wanted to invest the rest part of it, where we needed the biggest investment. That turned out really well actually, and up until now we work together.
No, great job. Like, because I would say, like, what usually people struggle with is like they say we need the money and then we can do something. And I think the right approach is what you did. You know, you just develop something that works, that you can actually show, look, like we have this in a small scale, it works. Let's make it bigger. And then the investor is actually interested because you've proved something actually is working already. So that's really, really cool. Okay, so like, what's the stage right now?
We have finalized all the testings and everything. We are live, and we are currently going slowly into the market and trying to recruit more vendors to work with us. Because if you sign up at this point, you're not paying anything. Everything is for free, lifetime free, and we don't have any commissions. You're not getting charged any subscription fees. Like, completely free for you. We just come into the website, register yourself, and you'll get a lifetime subscription from a points. So then once we have threshold enough vendors, we will change the payment to the newcomers. The current ones will stay forever free.
Wow. So, like, what's the business model behind there? Like, so the vendors are gonna pay some kind of a fee for the platform, and the customers are gonna pay something eventually, or no?
No, customers pay nothing. They actually contribute to the greener part of it, because once a customer comes and gets a haircut, we are planting tree based on their behalf. Like, they don't have to pay any commission to us for that.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes.
That's incredible. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. I thought, there's gonna be a small fee or something like that.
We didn't want to impose anyway, because we have seen this from the other side of it.
Yeah.
But currently we just have the subscription base. In the future, we're gonna add a marketplace that you can actually request, like, put an ad, and then freelancer will make a bid on it.
Yeah.
On that part, we would make a small percentage from the final price. But at the moment, if you're going to and searching for yourself and you find yourself, there is no fee for you.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so what kind of vendors are you right now? Do you have right now on the platform mainly? Like, is it mainly focused on, I don't know, who?
We are focusing on 12 categories, but so far we have attracted more digital nomads than the physical freelancers.
Okay.
We have barbers as well. We have beauty places, because it's a wide range of category actually, and we have those people. And then there's the marketing people, IT developers, freelancers who are filming, movie makers, even voiceover. We have there's one real nice guy who does the voiceover for ads. It's this is the biggest category at the moment. We also have movers. If you want to move something around Czech Republic or Prague or in EU, we have people for that. And
there's also one guy who helps with the business, like export, import with Brazil and Czech Republic.
Really?
Specialist on that, which was interesting.
Wow.
We have a private pilot. Like, if you want a joyride over to Prague, and you can book a flight with him, and he's a licensed pilot in Prague, and he has a small plane that he will take you to. It's really nice.
Oh, that's really, really cool. No, that's really, and so, like, right now you got it separated into categories. So let's say, like, right now you have 100 vendors. If you're gonna have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 vendors, it's still gonna be within those 12 categories that you're gonna be able to filter out? Or because I know, like, some kind of platforms for, like, especially like digital nomads exist, but it's not like usually here for Czechs. And I would say, like, what's the tricky part of Czech Republic right now is that especially you're looking for the vendors that do the physical stuff. Actually, that's the most difficult, I would say, to find, because they're not on the internet usually by themselves. They're not promoting their work. They just work locally. For example, I come from Teplice, and so they just work locally there, and people know them by name because they know them for the neighborhood, but there's no, like, online footage from the guy. So how do you connect these guys basically to the platform?
We have 12 categories. It's initially. So 2 of them are for the digitals, and the rest 10 are all for the physical.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we can always increase the number of categories. Let's say we have extra category, which includes others.
Yeah.
So they're in the subcategory section now. But let's say if you have more movers in under one subcategory, we're gonna export it to a one extra category because we have more vendors for that section. So it will be 13. Then it's in our hands to increase the number of categories or the subcategories. Let's say you're doing something that we don't have on our platform.
Yeah.
You can suggest us just on the registration. You put the name of the subcategory you're doing, and we can just approve it and put it on the platform in like 2 seconds.
Oh, that's cool.
It's very easy, and we just want to target all these vendors who are in the need of new clients, let's say.
Yeah. Well, because, and so like, are you gonna do something like, I don't know how I would call it, but let's say like you have sales guys, and those sales guys would go to these vendors that are like woodworkers or someone completely local. Because like I have a guy in Teplice who's working with wood. Doesn't have a website. He's like no online footage at all. The only thing I have is a phone number. Like that's it basically. So how do you find these people?
We have a database for that. So our sales guys reach out to the people who has no website.
Okay.
They only have a phone number and a name. We reach out to them, say there's a great opportunity. If you'd like to be part of it, it's free of charge. You can just put your profile there, and you will be on the Appoints platform, which will help you to get more clients. Some people are very interested in that, and some people say that, no, I'm happy with my own clients, and I would like to be off the grid, you know. So there are all these people, but we are trying to get to them as much as we can, because that's our target at the moment. The people who doesn't use internet or doesn't know how to promote themselves on Google or SEO-wise. So we want to bring them on the top.
No, that's actually very cool, because I would say like, those people are just like afraid to be on the internet, you know, they don't know how to do that and so on. And so it's a real struggle for them to create their own website and so on. And so if they can just create a profile like that's really smart of you, I would say, because there's like literally like millions of people like that, I would say, just around Czech. Not even like talking about the foreign countries.
Exactly.
So this is very cool.
We had lots of numbers of people without any website, because we went through a lot, and it was just numbers, the name and number, and we were like, that's a lot of potential that's missing out from all the business, and people are always looking for something to be done, and there is no supply for that.
No, that's really, really smart. That's really, really smart. Nice. And so what's your aim goal? Like where are you actually aiming right now?
So our aim is to focus on the freelancers or small businesses in Czech Republic, because most of the bigger businesses who are already on the internet or who has a lot of customers already, they all have their own websites and reservation systems and everything. So we focus on the freelancers, smaller businesses, so we could improve their customer base and also make them more visible throughout the internet, because even if you open a profile, we also write a lot of blogs in our website, and by their name, by their description, Google would automatically go to Google, and they would get also known and visible throughout the Google. So it's kind of connected.
That's cool.
And so our aim is to focus on those freelancers, smaller businesses, to make them help grow. And we will do a lot of special projects within our website in the future, which would be support your local businesses. So there will be a special part for them to be visible all the time, and it would make them more famous within that local area. And later on, of course, our aim is to grow and move on to other countries as well. Especially we were targeting, secondly, Slovakia, which is the neighbor country. And later on to see expansion is our key.
Let's say you are into some design or art, and you just want to start some new business for yourself, or you're just going for the haircut lessons and you want to start your own business, but you don't know where to start. So what you're going to do, go get your Givnos from the government first, and then come to the platform. It will take you 10 minutes to create a profile.
Yeah.
And we actively market you on the social media or Google and everywhere to bring the clients to you. So you just have to know what you're doing, and then we do the rest for you.
That's really, I really like that, because I would say you're helping the right people. Like, they are the ones actually that, try to help the environment around them, they help the people around them, but they don't know any kind of like this online world. And so you're doing that for them. That's a really big service for them. It's really cool. Nice. Have you ever done a business before, or this is your first one?
I worked in a business a lot with my dad. Growing, I was selling the boxes, fruits. He would take me to a big garden of apples, and I would say, "Don't touch anything on the tree. It's for the export. You go focus on the ground." So I was picking up all the fruits from the ground and putting on the boxes, and those are mine. I could sell them. I could negotiate on them. So it was a fun time doing it, and he would teach me everything, how to do the negotiation, prices and everything. So it started from there. Then we did a big major export business with Turkey. So we exported the cherries from Turkey to Russia together. I found the contacts. He went to Turkey. He did all the talks and everything, and I was just watching him do everything. So it was one of the biggest seasonal businesses I did with him. Also, I started doing financial advisory in Czech, because I am certificated financial advisor in Czech Republic with the ČNB, the Czech National Bank. It was fun. It was nice. But at some point, I was like, I need something bigger. I don't want to be just a finance pro. I want to do something more.
No, that's really cool. And I would say a lot of people are looking, and it was the same with me actually. A lot of people are just looking for something with deeper meaning, and if you're doing, I'm not saying just finance, you're helping people actually to grow, to save. It's incredible. But if you see, for example, like right now, if you actually see that someone has fixed the wall for someone else, or someone has fixed something else and did the haircut or something, you're like, wait, I did that, and you did actually something physical. So that's really nice, I would say.
Yeah, it is good to have something.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I had, to be honest, not like business experience before, but that's what was the interesting part with Rufat starting this business, because he had kind of from childhood this business, business experience with the family. But for me, it's mostly about connections, getting to the right people, networking. So I was a bit good at in this part. So we kind of connected these two skills to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like
it was a good match.
Yeah.
Nice. So how do you two match actually together?
I was just standing in front of the dormitory, and he was walking by. I was like, he looks like from Azerbaijan. And in the evening, we were having dinners with friends, and he was there. I was like, I saw you today. He's like, what's up? And then we realized that we studied at the same place, and then we moved in together at the same dormitory, and it all started from there.
Nice.
So we were roommates, then we went out for the same house.
Yeah.
Then we moved to Prague at the same time. We even worked in the same place, accounting. So all the time we were together discussing everything.
That's really, and so like how do you two match in the company itself actually, because that's usually the tricky part, where that there are like two owners of the company. They sometimes sometimes struggle to just like find out what their role is. Like, do you have that somehow separated, or you just go with the flow? And
we have the same roles in the company. We do the same controls. We do the same checks. Let's say we have a new vendor. Whoever sees it first, they will approve it. Whoever sees something imbalance, they will check it. I am in control of more of the cash flow and finance part of it. Rashad does the marketing, finding new connections for us, reaching out to the Instagram influencers and those things. So we kind of did it without even thinking.
Nice.
Instinctively
it was naturally because of we were living together for a long time, so it kind of
we knew how we could.
No, but that's really good, because like even I myself had like previously a co-founder, which like it kind of struggled because we did both the kind of the same things, but sometimes we had different looks at it. And I think like what really helps is that if you know your role within the company, because like right now with my co-founder actually I have it like that we are always calling it that I'm the company's why and why we are doing what we are doing and like kind of this way, and he's the company how. Like he knows everything how to do that. You know, it doesn't matter if it's marketing, if it's HR. He knows how to just do the process, how to manage it, and how to execute it. And so like we really fit together pretty well, and so we're never colliding. Actually, we agree on most of the stuff like quite easily because we're really good friends as well, like you, and we know each other not from college actually, but like we used to like cars before, so we know from age like 21 or something like that, like 10 years ago, and that works together. So that's why I was asking actually how you two kind of work together.
We should write it down. Why and how?
Yeah,
It's a good approach, actually.
No, it's actually because like after I realized it, it was actually really easy to explain to everyone like what's my role and what's Thomas' role, you know. So that was really cool.
Nice.
Glad to hear.
Nice.
We could take something.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's really cool. And so like right now, as you're building it here, your aim is to probably build it all around Europe, right?
Yes, we want to spread around Europe and maybe even go to Dubai or Arab Emirates, because there's also a big market for that. And we haven't done a proper market research for that part of the world, but we are aiming also that because we have some good connections there and we know that we could easily expand.
Nice.
And expansion shouldn't be a big problem as it's a digital world now.
Yeah.
And the
No,
quality
it's
is
like you can just like control, copy, control,
exactly.
and you can just put it in. So that's really cool. That's really cool. Nice. And so like how do you feel actually in this role right now?
Well, I think there's a lot of responsibility, also a lot of challenges, because we're not like very fluent in Czech, and this is one of the challenges in Czech Republic in terms of doing business. Of course, people speak English when you need something, and you can find in English as well, especially in Prague. But still, it's one of the biggest challenges for us, and it's a bit hard to work around. But we have in the team Czech-speaking people as well who help us through with that. And right now, it's just for us finding those vendors who are in need of this kind of platform, this kind of place, whom we can ideally find those people because they will be lifetime free.
Yeah.
And these kind of small businesses can really grow their businesses in our platform, and that's what our aim right now, to focus on finding those right services for our platform. So I think this is the kind of moment we're going through right now.
What about you?
There are some challenges, of course. It's a different market, different language, and we are kind of trying to understand the Czech mentality about businesses. And it looks like people are not too open for the new things, and it takes time to put it into perspective that it's actually beneficial for you than being scared of something that's different than calling. And we reached out to a lot of people calling them, and they're like, I don't even have email.
Yeah.
These are the challenges we have at the moment, because the people we are focusing on, sometimes they don't even use emails, or they'll have the old phones. And these also, at the beginning, people thought it's a scam website because it was empty.
Yeah.
And people come and say, like, oh, it's a scam. But it's a legitimate website that's backed by the Czech SRO, and you can see all the details. So these are the things we came across during the last few months, and understand that people actually need to understand and see a points more in every phase, so we will build a trust with them. That's one of the challenges for me at this point, to be honest. And other than that, I think we're in a good pace. And once we get to explain ourselves better to the people, to help them understand why we exist and what's our aim, it will go a lot smoother.
Yeah. No, actually, like finding out like why you exist on the market and say it in like few lines, it's incredibly difficult. I would say like even for us, like as we work together on the market for 2.5 years, with 2.5 years, as at the beginning when I was explaining what we were doing, I would say it took me like 30 minutes to explain it. after like a year or something, I was like, okay, I finally got it. I can explain it in like 5 minutes. Now I can say it in like, I would say a minute, maybe 30 seconds, and it's still not enough. I still feel like, okay, I still need to make it easier for people to just grab around. And so like, if I ask you right now, like why you do what you do and why you're on the market, what's your answer for that?
Yeah, I think in short version, I would say focusing on small businesses, helping connecting customers with the right services, and not just being a reservation system, but a social platform where customers and vendors can easily exchange what they need with each other in a shorter time rather than going to different websites and wasting a lot of time.
Let's say, in my words, I would say we want to be the Airbnb of services.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if you're looking for services, you know where to go. Points, and it's also pink. So that's how I would explain in a short words that we are the Airbnb for services. That whenever you need a service, you go there, and whenever you need a client, you go there as well. So it connects vendors with customers.
Nice.
And we took a lot of references from other famous platforms, like as Rufat mentioned, Airbnb, the layout, how it works, how it's the orders are made, how it's booked.
Easy navigation through the website.
So we took a lot of reference from other platforms, kind of connected them, the best parts of them in one platform.
No, that's really, really cool. Do you have any kind of competition, not just like here in Czech or like Europe-wise or something like that?
We do have competition from old companies that are like serves as a reservation system. People use them as the main reservation system. Let's say you're a big barber, you would use Reservio, I don't know, Foxy, CZ. And there's the freelance CZ, which is for digital world. But what makes us different from them is that our fees is just very low at the moment. There is none. And in the meantime, we plant trees. Let's say you are beneficial for the environment and you don't have to pay anything.
That's really, really cool. Oh yeah, by the way, with the trees, it's really funny to like try to connect it to the marketing as a thank you to the customer. I would say it's a really huge value in general.
Yes.
Because the customer, when you just book it through the platform of Appoints, and then you as Appoints, send them the certificate, and then like, thank you for booking it with us. Here's a tree, and after like 6 months, you just like, when actually the tree is planted, you send them the location, the tree is here. Thank you again. I'd say it's a huge value in that. It's really, really cool.
We actually came up with the idea before we started the coding of it.
Really?
We were like, how are we going to make it different? Like, we have to have a contribution. And we're like, how about we just plant trees? It will be beneficial for everyone. And we could use it as a PR campaign. Like, you're not just getting a haircut. You're also putting a tree in the Czech Republic. And today's world, I think it's very important to contribute to the environment.
Yeah.
As an expat who lived here for a long time now, I think it was also our aim to how to contribute not only to the Czech economy, but like the environment as well, because it's such a beautiful country and we wanted to be part of it kind of throughout the time.
That's incredible. Like heads down like for that, because to come to foreign country and actually want to help the people in the country, I would say not a lot of people do that in their own village. And to do that in a different country, that's a whole different level. So really thank you for that. That's amazing.
I grew up between the trees. It was amazing.
No, but that's actually in general, like for every one of us, like I grew up in the nature as well, and I grew up in the mountains, and that's partly the reason why I do what I do, because if I imagine that someone would take away that from me, and I'm not saying like politics or people or the climate change or whatever, like I don't care, like I never want to take this away from me. Like if that would happen, I would be here. Like I couldn't just live in Prague and be in Prague all the time and 24/7 between this concrete and all the buildings. I need to get out. I need to get the air. And just yesterday, actually, I was in the mountains back at my hometown. Nice. It's incredible how you can breathe. How you just go up there in the mountains and there's no one and you can actually breathe. So I really enjoy that. And
I do it every year. Like I go out of Prague, live in a wooden house, just surrounded by the nature. I feel like it's something we should all get at some point, because being in Prague, all the buildings, you need this, like to be by yourself in the nature to understand your thoughts better.
Totally. And by the way, like, because you're pretty much the same age as me, right?
Yes.
You're around like 30 or something.
28.
Oh, good. Yeah. No,
Getting
because I know that when Fuad was here, actually, Fuad Aliyev, he actually has done part of the army in Azerbaijan. Yes. Have you done that as well?
We haven't done it yet because we had this master studies and stuff.
Yeah, we have 1 more year.
Wait, so you still have to do that?
Yeah.
We still have to do it, but I think by the age of 30.
Right now it's like by the age of 35. So until that time you need to do the service.
So you still have to get out of here and just do like, is it 6 months or like how?
It's 1 year, but I think there's a talks that it would go like to 6 months.
Okay.
Maybe.
Wow, all right. That's interesting.
Looking forward.
But if we go, we need to go like separate times.
Yeah.
It's like not going to the plane at the same time.
Yeah, we haven't done it.
That's interesting. I didn't realize like you have to do that before the age of 35. So you're still kind of avoiding that. No, because like when it was here in Czech Republic, people just try to avoid it as much as possible if they could, basically. And then I would say like within the year 94, 95, it kind of ended, you know, with it being mandatory. So I didn't have to go anywhere, you know. So I didn't know you still have to go as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hopefully they will not tell me to go back, but yeah, let's see how it goes.
Jeez. And so do you come back to Azerbaijan often, or?
We travel usually like twice in a year to see the family because they're still living there. So just to spend time with them, I think it's enough. Twice.
I was actually there last week, and I'll probably go again in March. Twice, 3 times. That's depending on the weddings.
Yeah, it's a lot of weddings.
There are a lot of cousins, so we have to go.
No, that's really cool. And so, like, how big is your community around here in Czech right now? Actually.
Actually, we know a lot of people in Czech Republic who are in the service business because we worked in different companies and we did different jobs, and we have met a lot of people in different events like Tuesdays. I don't know if you heard this.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually going next week.
Oh, really
or
nice.
is it next week or two weeks after?
I think it's the second week.
Second Tuesday of the month.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going as well, actually.
So met a lot of people there. I would say we have a quite big community, but most of them are expats. It's kind of difficult to be friends with the locals.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
We have some issues with that, but we have some Czech friends as well.
Yeah, nice. No, because I would say like still with Czechs, not a lot of them are just like fluent in Czech, fluent in English. And so the tricky part is like to become friends with them. It's a bit harder sometimes. So, yeah.
You can get close with them. You can be acquaintances, meet at some point of the city at some time. But it's very difficult to, get them out with you often and, be really close friends. I would say I can't count how many Czech friends I have. It's not that many, to be fair.
Yeah. As a friend, we don't have that much. But as a doing business while doing business, we met a lot throughout that process.
Nice. No, you're really, I would say, do you consider yourself like introverts or extroverts mostly?
I'd say I'm a very extroverted person.
Not as much as you. Getting there.
No, because you're doing really great job, I would say, at socializing here, because that's what brings you close to your, I would say, goal. Because the more people you know, the bigger your network, the kind of, I would say, richer you become. But it's not in the terms of money, but it's in terms of like how you do business and how you grow. So that's really cool, actually, that you've learned that.
And every new person we meet, they often give us their own feedback based on our platform. They're like, this is lacking from that part. Could you please maybe add this? So write that down. It sounds like a good idea. And we met a lot of people. Actually, the bar behind this building is Bukovsky. I don't know if you know.
I know.
We met a lot of people there who are in the business sector, like who does a lot of services. And every time they give us some ideas. There's one girl who does beauty, and she's like, I don't like this. Maybe the fonts are weird. I don't know. We're like, why not? We can change it. It's in our hands. It's very good to meet new people, and they all give the feedback to you that you need.
No, that's really, really cool. And I would say that's the most important part. If you want to do anything in your life, basically, just to socialize. Like, it doesn't matter. Even I would say, even if you work in a corporate job and you just want to climb up the ladder, or you just want to do something better, you still have to get to know other people. And I just did laugh actually about that on Friday, because I got a beer with my friend who she's still working in MSD. It's a corporate company, and she's on a junior level basically, but she knows everyone. She goes to every single event that's there. You know, she just like knows everyone from each department around the company. And her boss came in actually like 6-7 months ago, and he still knows basically just his team. And as she knows everyone around, he's like, what the heck do you do? You know, like, you know everyone around. And she's like, yeah, that's how I connect with people. I was like, you're doing a really great job. Like that's what you're supposed to do, because then you see the opportunities and people tell you about them, and then it's just easier to grab it, you know, because then you know how to do that. So that's
the same thing happened to me in corporate when I joined a new company, and every time there are people coming to new our company and they see me, they're, oh, hi Rufat, and our manager's like, how many people do you know in this company? I was like, they're all my clients. I know them all. Because as an expat, you know a lot of expats here, and then you end up somewhere in the same company because, I don't know, it's a big company, and they're like, oh, how do you know these guys? Yeah, experts stick together, I would say.
No, that's really cool. So what is there something like that you miss actually about your home, about Azerbaijan?
I would say most of food.
I would say family and food, but you do.
I mean, the family part, we go and visit them for time to time, but food also, like, it's a bit hard. But still, you can find anything right now in Prague. So
there are some.
Even there's Azerbaijani restaurants. So
really, you have to recommend me some. Like, I'm gonna make a list afterwards. I really get to know these. Nice. And so like, are you like fully prepared to like live here forever, or is it your plan to just like move somewhere else, or maybe Azerbaijan back in like a couple of years?
I would prefer living here, to be honest. So far, all my choices are based on that, and so hopefully nothing will change, and I will just live here to get a Czech citizenship and learn Czech language. Finally.
Yeah, I think most of our adult life been here, so we kind of grew up as a person here in Czech Republic, so we kind of integrated to the culture a bit, so, and we liked it so far. So I think it makes sense to stay here, be part of new culture, new people.
It's not chaotic as our country, and very quiet in terms of nature, people, and people are not that loud. So that's what I like about Czech Republic, because you can actually chill and sometimes just be yourself. You don't have to running around in the chaos.
Nice. No, it's really nice to hear that you actually like Czech, and it's a nice place to live in, because we as Czechs, you know, we just tend to complain that everything's wrong, and we're really professionals, I would say, in this category, and all the stuff around us are just bad. And the good thing about you is that you come in here and you see the good stuff. You see why you come in here, why to live here, and you can show, even back to Czechs, you can show what's actually good about this country and why to stay here. This is really cool.
Czech Republic.
There are a lot of good things.
Nice.
Architecture, the nature,
beer.
That's
the
the one thing. Yeah,
important parts.
All right, so like, I would say we've said it all, basically. I've just got like one final questions. Do you have kids, guys?
No, we're
not married.
So, like, if you would have kids right now, what would be the message you would give them?
Continue growing trees in Czech Republic. I would say be a people's person, not just work towards yourself, but also contribute to everyone around you, and do amazing things that you'll be remembered for, good things. Because I still get a lot of compliments about my grandpa. Like, everybody's like, your grandpa was a person for the people, he was doing everything for around him, and he was a really nice guy. And I would like to be the same as him, and I want my kids to go with the same route, that people will remind you even after you're gone, like 40 years, and they still say that your grandpa was a great guy. Like I would tell my kids this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Similar things, I think, to be kind, to be helpful toward people who are in need of help, because it's like an energy you give to the around you. You will also get after some time the same kind of energy, like kindness, helping people, and this will make you different from others.
Yeah.
So the difference you can make is best is to help and be kind.
Guys, thanks a lot for that, and especially to me actually, because right now I'm going through some difficult stuff where people just throw shit at us, that we're doing something bad and it is not good and beneficial and so on. And it really helped me personally as well to just like regain the nature of like that you're doing something good, we are doing something good together, and we are trying to help the others. You're doing an amazing work with the points. It's really helping people on both sides, and that's the greatest business ever. I would say that it's actually thriving and helping both sides. So thanks a lot for that, and thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for inviting us. It was amazing to be here actually and talk to you guys, and I hope you answered your questions in a good way.
You were great.
I was really comfortable.
Yeah.
Really kind words from you. So thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hopefully
Bye.
we'll do better.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye.